waiting here, and they'll be receiving in the second half.
As we are set to go, the average field position in the first quarter for UCLA was the 46-yard line. That was for Washington, rather, as UCLA had their backs up against the wall, turned around in the second quarter as Merton will send it deep, and Kaufman doesn't get much of a chance. So Merton's kickoffs have kept the duo of Kaufman and Bryant from returning kicks, and Prince Arthur Emerson has not gotten his chance either.
No, Merton's taking advantage of the prevailing breeze, too, to get the ball up in the air and deep into the end zone for the touchbacks.
So just underway. Second half, UCLA trying to win their fourth game in a row. Lost their first two this year and have come back with 3 consecutive victories, the last 2 over Western Athletic Conference opponents. Heward was 8 of 16, 97 yards in the first half as Kaufman will come in motion to the near side. And the handoff right up the middle and not much going there. This UCLA defense, John, has really tightened up here in the last quarter.
They have played well early on. I think they were reeling, they were suffering from bad field position, but they've been able to play well the last quarter or so. And I know they'd like to get the ball back and certainly stuff Washington on this initial drive in the second half.
Well, it's difficult running the football in the Pac-10. 7 Pac-10 teams are in the top 20 in the nation in rushing defense. Washington is 4th in that category. And UCLA also ranked in the top 20. And we've seen it here today on 2nd and 7. It's been tough running the football as Heward now will come near side to Kralik. And Kralik to the 28-yard line. Donnie Edwards, number 23, came up to make the tackle. So with a lone back that time, Heward showed you a little ball action.
He did. Not only that, he's trying to go to Conwell again on that pattern down the middle that was successful in the first half. But Heward showing the presence, not throwing the football there and going to his outlet on the sidelines. Nice job by Heward recognizing the coverage and knowing where his outlets are.
On 3rd down and 1, they'll bring in Matt Jones at fullback, with 2 tight ends and Kralik, the lone wide receiver, to the top of the screen. Kaufman gets it. He didn't get it. Jameer Miller, 95, was the man that came busting through. I'll tell you what, he spends more time in the backfield of Washington than Napoleon Kaufman does.
Boy, that is so true, and that is what he does well. He gets the penetration, is able to trip up Kaufman. All Kaufman had to do was get to the 30-yard line, but he couldn't do it.
That's the 8th tackle today for Jameer Miller, and Napoleon Kaufman's found the going rough today. He's got a couple of fumbles. He's dropped a pass wide out the open flat, which would have been a sure first down. And coming in for Washington, John Wardell, as Paul Guidry will be back at his 35-yard line to receive this punt on a 4th and 1 from the 29. Guidry trying to get it outside, trying to find a block. Not much going there as he gets to the 38-yard line. Timeout, 12:47 to go, 3rd quarter. Pasadena, joining John and myself right now, Carl Peterson, President and General Manager of the Kansas City Chiefs, former coach at UCLA, a graduate of UCLA, and of course out here for the Chiefs-Chargers game on Sunday. And we're going to spend a few minutes with Carl right after this first down play for UCLA from the 39 as Cook comes near side. James Milliner with the catch at the 40, and Milliner turns it up across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Carl, 69 former UCLA and Washington players playing in the National Football League. I guess you and your staff spent a lot of time scouting in the Pac-10.
This is a good place to be. Lynn Stiles, my vice president of player personnel and a former UCLA coach, also is with me today. And you know, and I've got my old tight end over here from the Philadelphia Eagles, John Spagnola. So this is home week.
Second down coming up now, and 3 is Stokes, the lone wide receiver, and the pass broken up. Of course, a lot of talent out here on the field today. Any of the seniors in particular that you guys are looking at to fill a need that the Kansas City Chiefs have?
Both the Huskies and the Bruins got a lot of seniors and talented guys on the offense for UCLA. Nowitzki and the other tackle, number 68, are excellent. Parker are really fine young players that I think are going to play in the National Football League for some time.
Is Nowitzki especially valuable because he plays so many positions? Carl, he's played guard, he's played left tackle, he can move around.
He's done all of it. Talking with Terry Donahue yesterday on the practice field, he's played all 5 positions even this year, so it's a credit to him.
3rd and 3, 46-yard line. Cook scrambling, throws to Milliner. Milliner dropped the football. He was wide open. He had the first down, and he dropped the football.
He was a little bit unsure of that first reception, too.
Absolutely. Well, Carl, you discovered the guy working with me here, John Spagnuolo. You pulled him out of the Ivy League, and he spent 12 years in the NFL. So
he was a great find for us, and the thing I always loved was that we finally got him at the end of training camp. And Dick Vermeil never liked to take guys at the end of training camp. He said he won't be able to learn the offense, Carl. I said, this guy will learn it. He's from the Ivy League. He's from Yale. And
I didn't let you down either.
No.
Well, I like to say, Carl, you discovered me, but I made your career as well.
That's true. I was the finest tight end coach in the National Football League because of John and a guy by the name of Keith Krepler.
Darren Shager to punt it from the 30. Bino Bryant takes it at the 16-yard line, trapped on the side. Tell me about a guy like Bino Bryant who had the great year a couple years ago, out with an injury. Now Kaufman's moved ahead of him as we've got a penalty marker down. But how do you look at a player like that? I mean, does he have some promise in the National
absolutely.
Football League?
And you have to go on his junior and sophomore years when he really did get a chance to play tremendously. You just can't keep a guy like Napoleon out of the lineup. Bino should play in the National Football League and can do a lot of things like we saw, return punts as well as run and catch for the football.
There were 7 men legally on the line of scrimmage.
You have a player in Harvey Williams.
20-yard line.
Who's sort of similar background, isn't he, with injuries and not able to complete seasons at LSU? Who's in your backfield?
You'd just like him to complete one right now, wouldn't you?
Well, I tell you what, we like the combination with he and Marcus Allen in our backfield, but Harvey was the same way at LSU and had some problems, but has been an excellent player for us. I think will become even a better player in the years to come.
Okay, Carl, we want to know right now, is Montana playing Sunday? That's the question everybody wants to know.
I can say on national TV, yes, he is. He practiced all week and looks real well. Works well. 1st
and 10, 19-yard line for Washington. Kaufman with a seam, and he shows you that great quickness across the 25 to 26. Carl, thanks so much for being with us, and I know you guys have a Monday night game against the Packers coming up in, what, about 3 weeks?
On ABC, yes, at Arrowhead Stadium. It's my pleasure. It always is. And, John, it's great seeing you.
Thank you.
And I'll see you back in Kansas City.
Okay, good luck this
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
All right.
And thank you for plugging ABC there. Well done.
And when you get home, buy the pay-per-view, will you? What do you get? 2nd and 2, 27-yard line. Hill and Crayley come to the near side. Up the middle. And, John, even though that was just a second and short yardage, and they want to try to run the football, Washington's not having much success now in the middle of that defense of UCLA.
Well, I think the defense has become a lot more active. George Case, Matt Werner, and Grady Stretz are playing well. They're settled into this football game. They're active. They move to the football well. This UCLA defense is not especially fast, but they all can move to the football well.
Now, is the play over here and somebody coming in the blue and gold a little late?
I don't know about that. No flag, no foul.
1st and 10, 30-yard line. Under 11 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Ewert looks near side. Theron Hill. Boy, a nice tackle made right there. 22 came up. Marvin Goodwin just to get a piece of number 3, Theron Hill, the sophomore from Gardena, California. And a gain of about 3 on that play. There's Marvin from Camden, New Jersey. UCLA really does a good job of recruiting out of the state of New Jersey, out of the state of Texas. They go back to the Washington, D.C. area and pick out a number of players.
Sure. Vaughn Parker, their big tackle, is out of Buffalo, New York. He came to the UCLA campus and said, this is it for me.
It's not a hard sell, is it? No, Buffalo to Westwood. 2nd and 6, 34-yard
time of year.
Ewert checks off at the line of scrimmage. Once again, it's the option. And this time he's able to break it through for a gain of 3. So, John, that's 3 times that I can remember that Ewert is checked off and then run the option as Travis Collier made the tackle, and he'll be about 2 yards short of the first down.
Well, UCLA is playing it well. If you want somebody to beat you in the option, you definitely want the quarterback, Damon Ewert, who isn't especially quick to run the football. And at that time, they took away all the pitch options and all the options to the running backs, and Ewert had to carry the football himself.
Washington just 2 of 8 in 3rd down situations. They got it 3rd and 2 at the 38-yard line. Matt Jones, Napoleon Kaufman, the running backs. Kaufman will get it. Kaufman's got the first down. Folks, I want to tell you, Matt Jones, 22, that was either a big-time block or a big-time hold, John Spagnola.
Absolutely. I mean, Matt, I'll tell you what happened there is Marvin Goodwin, number 22. These are two 22s locked up, the fullback against the safety. Watch it coming on the right side of your screen right there. Now, Goodwin's going to try and get the holding call. He doesn't get the holding call. Matt Jones just finishes the block, puts him down on the ground. And Goodwin's complaining, but Kaufman takes advantage of a good lead block by the, hey, don't try, this is not basketball. You're not going to draw charging fouls and everything else by raising your hands up.
Washington got away with one there, no question about it. Trips to the near side and 1st and 10 from the 47. Kaufman in motion. Washington will throw it down the middle, and Kaufman with the reception, a gain of about 7 yards that time from Damon Heward. Shane Jasper, number 90. The inside linebacker makes the tackle.
And when you can see a guy like Kaufman go in motion out of the backfield, come across the middle, catch a football like that, I mean, the pro scouts look at that and they say, this is a guy who does more than catch a pitch out of the I formation and break it upfield. Here's a complete running back, the kind of guy that most NFL teams can use.
2nd down and 3 from the 40. Washington's got a drive put together here. 8:49 to go, 3rd quarter. Dean O'Brien had nowhere to go on the right side. 92, Matt Werner, one of the first players, and Gary Walton, who just checked into the game. 89, the sophomore from San Diego. There on the tackle. You know, UCLA's had some injury problems, John, the last couple of years, and 26 players who started at least one game are back this year. As there you see Walton.
Right there, 89 makes the penetration. There's old number 95. You always see him in the backfield one way or the other, whether he's on his backside or standing up making a tackle.
But due to injuries, they've had a lot of players who've had a chance to get in and start some games and get some experience as Bryant comes to the near side on 3rd down and 3. Heward in trouble. He's stopped. Werner, his 3rd sack of the year. The senior from Yorba Linda.
On the right side of your screen, the tight end releases, and Heward is thinking about getting the ball to him. He just runs out of time as Werner is able to exert good pressure and get to the quarterback. That is what you call a coverage sack, ladies and gentlemen. That is when the secondary does such a good job. The quarterback is forced to hold the football, and eventually the defensive linemen make the play. And Matt Werner made the play there and forced the Huskies to punt.
6th punt for John Wardell from his 40. Paul Guidry waving for the pair. Oh, what a great punt. What a great punt. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. 45 yards on the punt for Wardell. And we'll be right back.
Inside the 20. And he's done that 28 times in his career so far.
Well, 29th career punt inside that 20. This is the 4th time today UCLA has started from inside their own 3-yard line. On 1st and 10, let's call it the 2. And this time Cook will roll out to throw the football to Stokes and through his hands, and he was hit after the play in a penalty marker. A penalty marker down as Stokes was out of bounds, and he took a shot to the head. Lawyer Malloy was the man that nailed him.
That's a good play and a bad play by the secondary. Good defensive coverage. But it looked to me like Lawyer Malloy got a little too aggressive. Let's watch Stokes again. Now this bump and run coverage, so he's get around Josh Moore. Moore reads the pattern, turns his head in time, and tips the ball. It doesn't tip the ball, but right here, you see a relaxed receiver, and Lawyer Malloy hits him out of bounds, and that's a personal foul.
So that gets UCLA out of a hole with 7:14 to go, 3rd quarter. And that's just the 2nd penalty of the game. I was thinking this thing's moved along at a pretty good clip, hasn't it?
There hasn't been all that.
Especially after last week up at Cal, when we had about 30 penalties in that game. 1st and 10, 17-yard line. Handoff, left side to the 20-yard line, gain of about 2 by Ricky Davis. College football on ABC Sports brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. and the 25th anniversary diamond for a brilliant celebration of your loving marriage. Along with John Spagnola, I'm Roger Twibell at the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena. Washington leading UCLA 18-14. They have led throughout this game. Jumped out to a 15-0 lead after a rash of turnovers in the opening minutes of this game. As Cook will look downfield and got his receiver. Mike Wynn, number 81, the junior from Portland, Oregon, is hit by Hillary Butler and Lamar Lyons. 15 yards on the pickup by Mike Wynn, who has really had an injury-plagued season for UCLA.
He has. He lost his job to Kevin Jordan as a result of the fact that he was injured. But on that play, Wynn did an excellent job of finding the pocket in the zone, finding the soft spot. Cook found him, and it's a first down for the Bruins.
From the 36-yard line and out of the shotgun, Wayne Cook. 4 wide receivers. Allen wide open down the middle. Brian Allen, the tight end, hard to bring down as he gets the first down to the 47-yard line. Andy Mason, Hillary Butler are there. 12 yards on the pickup as the senior from Valencia, California, Brian Allen, with his 7th reception of the year.
Notice the pass protection. Unless Washington brings the blitz lately in this game, they haven't been able to exert much pressure. Allen gets open down the middle. This time he holds on to the football and is able to get a first down. But I like the protection that's afforded to Wayne Cook by his offensive line so far. In order to bring pressure, it seems to me like the Huskies have to bring the blitz.
John, he's getting used to catching those wide open passes. He's been wide open. Now, a timeout. Cook has called a timeout. A player came running onto the field at the last moment. Avery Anderson, number 82, tried to get on the field. So a timeout, 5:44 to go third, and we'll go to New York and John Saunders.
Roger, up to date on the Florida-Auburn game. This is Scott Etheridge, 41 yards, 1:21 left. Auburn holds off Florida. Florida's first loss. Of course, Tennessee, if they can beat Alabama, would be tied now with Florida in the SEC East. Meanwhile, the Bowdens, well, Bobby Bowden right now in Florida State leading Virginia. They'll be a perfect 14-0 at the end of the day. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Man, has he done a job at Auburn? You know, they play Alabama at Auburn this year, and of course, no television for Auburn this year because of probation.
He has done a fabulous job, so after the best start in years for Auburn University.
Well, Monday night, it'll be the Broncos and the Raiders from Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific. John, who do you like in that one?
Am I allowed to handicap here? I don't know. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. The Broncos are always tough in Mile High, and even though the Raiders have that great Monday night record, I think the Broncos are the better team right now. There's a comparison of quarterbacks so far today. Cook with a couple of interceptions, but has had a deflection. Hewitt's definitely doing a little better in the turnover department than he did last week.
I know on the one pass there right before the end of the first half there was a deflection. I don't remember if the other one was a deflection also.
Well, the one was off Brian Allen, right off his pad. You'd have to call that a deflection. First down and 10 after the timeout by UCLA, 48-yard line. Ricky Davis, wide open hole. Davis the first down as he gets to the 40-yard line, and Lewis Jones makes the tackle, 12 yards on the pickup. And what happened there? You know, one of the things I want you to notice is watch how the quarterback extends the football so that the whole defense can see it. And what you get from that is that really sets up the play action. Ricky Davis does a great job of getting open in the open field.
Look at
but
this.
He is limping off the field, and I'll tell you, to be a Bruin running back means you're going to get hurt somewhere along the way. Darren Washington's out with an ankle. Sharman Shaw had arthroscopic surgery on his knee this week. He's out. Skip Hicks is trying to play on a bad ankle. The only other back they've got left is Derek Ayers, a redshirt freshman from Bellflower, California. So Milliner is going to have to carry more of the load as the running back situation for UCLA is becoming very precarious. First and 10, 40-yard line of Washington for the Bruins. Cook running out of trouble now, just leans ahead as he gets inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. He had a couple of people open over on the far side of the field and couldn't pick them up as Cook kind of shakes his head. You know what it's great to see? We were talking about this last week in Berkeley with the artificial turf, the grass stains on the uniforms. And
I'll tell you what, I saw Damon Heward's elbows and hands this week from burns on that turf. It's unbelievable. The sooner they can get rid of that stuff, the better.
This is the best field you'll ever play on, college or pro.
Absolutely gorgeous. 2nd and 9. The fake pass and the handoff. Skip Hicks. Hicks inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, and that's a UCLA first down. Reggie Reeser. Scott Greenlaw make the tackle, and there is a good-looking freshman running back.
This is the UCLA version, kind of a Statue of Liberty look, little play-action pass. Doesn't actually throw the football, but makes it look that way, and he sets up the draw. Doesn't Hicks just glide as a running back? You get the feeling that he's patient. He knows where the hole's going to develop, and then all of a sudden he's able to find the opening. He has fabulous speed, and is a true freshman. They are excited about this football player.
See the lights on at the Rose Bowl. Rain has been predicted for most of the day. Had some showers earlier this morning as Derek Ayers checks in, and he'll go in motion right now on 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Cook with plenty of time. Now he finally throws to Stokes. And Stokes, trying to get a couple of extra yards, is tripped up at the 23. Richie Chambers, number 32, was there to make the tackle. Looked like he wanted to hit Ayers, who was in motion and go into the deep corner of the end zone.
You're right. He didn't take a look, but he had Brian Allen open in the middle of the field, the tight end. But once again, I mean, Demetrius Devers, number 43 for Washington, finally got to Cook, but it wasn't after a long time. I mean, he had an awfully long time to scan that secondary and find his open receiver.
2nd and 5, 3:35 to go. 3rd quarter. This has been the best drive so far today from UCLA. Started at their own 3, and they'll hand it off inside to Ricky Davis, who's checked back into the game now. Jamal Fontaine made the tackle as a gain of about 1 on that play. Fontaine was talking to you yesterday, John. He wants your job, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He wants to get into broadcasting. I mean, he has an engineering background, civil engineering major. And he's thinking of perhaps going to law school, but he said, I'm a little interested in this broadcasting stuff. So maybe we'll get him a sideline job before the year's out.
There you go. 3rd and 4, 22-yard line. Going quickly to Stokes. Still on his feet. Touchdown, UCLA! 22 yards from Cook to Stokes for the 3rd time today, and that ties the season record of Sean LaChapelle for 11 touchdowns in one season.
You've heard of triple doubles. This is a triple-triple, 3 touchdowns by Stokes. I mean, it's unbelievable to see the strength he has, the speed. What a combination. I mean, he has every possible talent a wide receiver could ever have.
Bjorn Merton to attempt the point after, as UCLA has their first lead of the day. And it's good. 2:48 left to go, 3rd quarter. UCLA on the 98-yard drive leads at 21-18. And then they move down to score, and it's 21-18. UCLA leading Washington as Bjorn Merton will kick it off. He leads the nation in field goals. He's leading the nation right now and getting kicks into the end zone and not being returned. I'll tell you that. Kaufman and Bryant haven't had a chance.
Here's a dimension of J.J. Stokes we haven't seen yet today. I mean, we've seen his athleticism. We've seen his speed. Look at his strength as he absorbs the hit from Josh Moore, stays on his feet, keeps his balance, and is able to get in the end zone. And this is the J.J. Stokes show here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
It's going to be hard to keep him for his senior year, don't you think?
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
It's going to be.
I mean, he is on a tear right now.
9 receptions, 184 yards. That's season highs. 3 touchdowns. His
9
career
touchdowns
high.
his last 3 games. I mean, those are some impressive statistics by J.J. Stokes.
And let's not discount Cook, the guy that's getting him the ball, too. I mean, he's come up awfully big, and now Washington finds themselves behind. 2:48 to go, 3rd quarter, as Kaufman will go in motion. 1st and 10, 20-yard line, and that's just the old quarterback draw, folks. Nothing fancy. He's still running. He's got a first down across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Robert Gamble made the tackle. And let's go to New York and John Saunders. John?
Roger, Tennessee with a 1-point lead over Alabama. He's Schuler the pitch to James Stewart for Moore, but he fumbles the ball. 5th turnover for Tennessee on the day. They still lead 10-9. They're now in the 4th quarter. Roger.
Thanks, John.
Boy, oh boy, it's incredible. The things you take for granted as an offensive coordinator can sometimes detonate on you in worse situations.
So Heward had the quarterback draw wide open that time. He got the first down, the ball at the 32, and George Case, number 59, and I guess my theory of being over 300 pounds and leaning in a certain direction and not being able to stop has just been shot in the foot.
Ball. Ball start. Offense.
Oh,
George Case is
5 yards.
245, and he was leaning and couldn't regain his balance.
Actually, he was drawn off sides by the false start. So it's against Washington. George Case, known as Psycho, in the middle of that defensive line.
Mild-mannered,
UCLA,
good student, off the field.
Yeah, and head coach Terry Donahue said if everybody played like George Case, I'd win 10 games every year.
But they call that on Washington. So we're blaming Case, and he was drawn off sides on 1st and 15. The ball goes to number 22, Matt Jones.
Pass is complete to Matt Jones.
See, that's what Case does. He sort of lulls you into thinking he's coming at you, and he got the offensive line to move. Jones, a senior from Portland, good size, 6'2", 215. The fullback just not a big factor in this Washington offense with the likes of Napoleon Kaufman and Bean O'Brien. There's a look at Case, number 59.
He's got a 3.5 GPA in business economics. Bright young man, and has really stepped up and played some great football for the Bruins.
He's really been an inspiration for him, as there's the matchup with Jim Novell, the senior, the center. On 2nd down and 9, the short pass to the fullback, Matt Jones. And Jones up to the 39-yard line. O'Quinn and Gamble there to make the tackle. And at the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team. And for the 23rd year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. In case of a tie, our Yale graduate, John Spagnola, will decide all tiebreakers.
I think we're being led here a little bit. Is this a subliminal suggestion, guys?
Washington, 3 of 12 in third down situations on a 3rd and 3 from the 39. Kaufman, is there any room? No! UCLA's defense once again comes up huge on 3rd down.
Once the defense forced Kaufman to go laterally, they were able to keep their backside pursuit angles, keep their front side contained, and they stopped Kaufman.
Carrick O'Quinn, 47 on the tackle.
Watch this. Kaufman's going to get the ball. He tries to find a seam inside. He thinks about cutting the football back. There's nothing for him. When he finally does break it upfield, Carrick O'Quinn is there to make the play, along with Nkosi Littleton.
I got to tell you, though, Jameer Miller was the man that held up those blockers. He wasn't in on the tackle, but he forced that play into the inside as Wardell loses the snap, and he is tackled. Back at the 30-yard line, busting through for UCLA was Ted Wilkie.
Tell you what, I don't know so much that he lost the handle on that as that it through his peripheral vision. He just saw so many Bruins coming at him. Let's see if he handles the snap. He does. He's ready to kick the ball. There's nowhere. He just realizes that thing's going to get blocked, and it doesn't have a chance at getting off the ground.
So, UCLA with great field position. As we've completed 3 quarters, we'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.